Hello and welcome to another episode of Ikebana.Insights, Ikebana Simplified. My name is George Lynley. I am a Master Teacher in the Shizen School of Ikebana. As the name of our YouTube series indicates, the Shizen School teaches a simplified, minimalist, uncomplicated way of creating beautiful floral arrangements that you can create and display in your house for your family and friends to enjoy. Before the arrangement style presented in this episode is created, I want to give our viewers a few suggestions about how to select horizontal containers for Ikebana. Whenever you choose or find a horizontal container that you like, you need to evaluate the container to determine if it will be useful for any arrangements. First and foremost, the container must be glazed in both the interior bottom and the exterior bottom. This is a wonderful horizontal container. The interior bottom is glazed, as you can see, which is good, but the exterior bottom is unglazed, which means that it will sweat or leak water, which can damage any surface upon which the container sits. To avoid such sweating or leaking problems, cup kenzan can be used instead of putting water into the entire interior bottom. So for a cup kenzan, this is a cup, and you can take your kenzan and you can put the kenzan in the cup, and then you can put that inside the container, and then you put water only inside the cup and not inside the entire container, so that the cup prevents the container from leaking. Then when you find a horizontal container that you really like, you need to evaluate its size. For most Ikebana styles, the length of the container needs to be at least 12 inches in length and 5 to 6 inches in width, front to back. The sides of the container need to be at least 2 to 3 inches high. I carry with me at all times a retractable measuring tape so that wherever I am, if I see a horizontal container that interests me, I can determine all its measurements before I buy it. If you do not have a measuring tape available, then ask the seller if a measuring tape or ruler is available for you to use. Important. Always measure the height of container sides from inside the container, as I'm doing now, and not from outside the container. Measuring the height of the container sides from outside the container walls will give you an inaccurate measurement. So always measure from the inside bottom of the container to the top of the sides of the container. This one is exactly 2 inches. For Ikebana purposes, choose containers that have natural colors, such as browns, greens, yellows, etc. Avoid containers that have strong designs on them, such as images of people or houses or animals. Remember, the viewer's attention needs to be on the arrangement, not on the container. The colors, textures, designs, shapes, etc. of a container should never distract the viewer's attention or focus from the arrangement inside the container. Remember, the arrangement itself is always the star of the show, not the container. Today we have a guest on the show. His name is Jim Shade. Like me, Jim is a master teacher in the Shizen School of Ikebana. Jim will explain the slanting woodland style as he creates it.
Hi, I'm Jim Shade, and I'm going to arrange a slanting woodland Ikebana arrangement for you, show you how to do that. We're going to start with a oblong dish, container, and it's only about 2.5 inches deep. As you can see, the back is unglazed. George was referring to this earlier, so you want to be careful when you have a container like this. You want to have tested it beforehand to make sure it's not going to leak, and even after you're sure it's not going to leak, I would still put some kind of protection under it before you put it on a fine piece of furniture. We're going to anchor our arrangement with what we call a shipo. A shipo is a metal device that holds our plant material. They're heavy, so we can use them with branches. They won't fall over. There's large holes in them, so branches and larger things will fit. They don't fit tight necessarily. Some things do, so it's all about getting the lean on it. Shipos come in 4 sizes. You can get them with just 1 round ring. You can get them with 2 round rings. This is one with 3. There's also one with 5. So the larger the shippo, the heavier it is, the more stable it's going to be. So we're going to start by putting a branch in the shippo. And if you see what I did, I just wedged that in there, good and tight. This is creating our slant for the theme of our arrangement. At this point, I'm not going to fill it with water, but you would fill it with water up to the top of the shippo, just like you would a kenzan. Our first flower is a carnation that we're going to arrange along the line of the slanting branch to emphasize the slant. And then this is going to be a very simple arrangement in the spirit of Shizen. I'm going to add a hydrangea blossom to obscure the shippo. And I'm going to add some spears along the back to emphasize, give some framing to the arrangement. And it's as simple as that. A traditional Shizen arrangement that is simple and airy, you can see through it, and has strong lines.
Thanks, Jim, for coming today to visit us and to explain to our viewers how to create the slanting woodland style. The slanting woodland style probably requires a shippo. Shippo can be bought online through any Ikebana supply source. Just Google shippo, S-H-I-P-P-O. We recommend either Chinese or Japanese shippo because they are made of heavy metal and almost always have rubber gaskets or rubber bands around them that give stability and prevent any damage to the interior of containers. Thank you for watching, and please continue to watch all our Ikebana episodes. Creating Ikebana arrangements develops artistic ability and helps us to appreciate the beauty of nature in which we all live, and it helps to foster our care and concern for the natural environment. If you have any questions to ask us, just email us at the e-address on the screen. Until the next time, Jim and I wish you happy Ikebana creating and enjoying.